Why is it that some men barely say a few words, yet women can't stop thinking about them? It's not because they're the funniest guy in the room. It's not because they're using clever pickup lines. And it's definitely not because they're trying harder than everyone else. The truth is, these men communicate something far more powerful before the conversation even begins. They make a woman feel curiosity instead of certainty. They create attraction without chasing it. And the way they speak reveals one quality women instinctively respond to. In today's video, I'll show you exactly how these men communicate, why it naturally creates attraction, and how a few subtle shifts in your mindset and conversation style can completely change the way women respond to you. Let's get started. One of the biggest mistakes men make is believing attraction is all about saying the perfect thing. So they overthink every sentence, rehearse conversations in their head, and constantly worry about making the wrong move. But here's what most men never realize. A woman isn't only listening to your words, she's reading your emotional state. She notices whether you're speaking from confidence or from the need for approval. She pays attention to your body language, your energy, and how comfortable you seem with yourself. If your actions silently say, "I hope you like me," she'll feel it immediately. But if your presence says, "I'm simply getting to know you, and I'm comfortable with whatever happens," the entire dynamic changes. That's where real attraction begins. Point 1. Emotional certainty is what women notice first. One of the first things almost every woman notices is a man's emotional certainty. Not his clothes, not his job, not even his opening line. She notices how secure he seems within himself. And this matters because your level of self-belief tells her something important. It reveals how you see yourself, what you tolerate in your life, and whether your confidence comes from within or depends on someone else's approval. Unfortunately, many men walk into an interaction with an attractive woman already placing her on a pedestal. Before they've even exchanged a single word, they've convinced themselves she's out of their league. The moment that happens, you've unconsciously lowered your own value. Now, instead of two people getting to know each other, the interaction becomes one person trying to earn the other's approval. Women pick up on that surprisingly fast.
Point 2. Desperation speaks louder than words. When you're looking for validation, it changes everything. Your voice becomes more cautious. Your jokes feel forced. Your compliments become excessive. Even simple conversations start feeling like an interview because you're constantly trying to avoid saying the wrong thing. Every sentence carries pressure. Every pause feels uncomfortable. Instead of enjoying the conversation, you're trying to control it. And ironically, that's exactly what kills attraction. Women naturally respond to men who appear relaxed in their own skin. A man who's comfortable with silence, comfortable with eye contact, comfortable with not needing every interaction to lead somewhere. That calm confidence is incredibly attractive.
Point 3. Stop performing, start being present. One word you'll hear over and over in dating advice is confidence. And there's a reason for that. Real confidence isn't about acting dominant or pretending to be fearless. It's about trusting yourself enough that you don't constantly question everything you do. Men who lack that inner trust spend the entire interaction looking for signs they're doing well. They analyze every reaction, every smile, every text, every pause. They're constantly asking themselves, did I say the right thing? Does she like me? Should I say something else? But confident men aren't performing for approval. They're simply expressing who they are. That shift alone completely changes the energy of the conversation. Point 4. Don't show all your cards too soon. One pattern you'll notice with many men around beautiful women is that they immediately try to win them over. They compliment her. They become overly available. They agree with everything she says. They reveal all of their interest within the first few minutes. At first, it feels like confidence. In reality, it's often insecurity disguised as effort. Because when someone feels the need to prove themselves immediately, they're quietly communicating that they fear losing the opportunity. Women can sense that. Instead of building mystery, you've answered every question before she had the chance to ask it. The strongest position you can take isn't pretending you don't like her. It's allowing the interaction to unfold naturally, without trying to force the outcome. Give her space to become curious. Let her wonder about you. Curiosity creates attraction far more effectively than constant reassurance.
Point 5. Direct your energy inward. Here's a simple habit that can completely change how people perceive you. Every time you walk into a room, whether it's work, a coffee shop, the gym, or anywhere else, stop looking outside yourself for approval. Bring your attention back to yourself. Your posture, your breathing, your pace, your awareness. Your self-concept shapes the way others experience you before you've even spoken. Many men enter a room immediately searching for reactions. Who's looking at me? Who noticed me? Do I fit in? Confident men do the opposite. They walk in as if they already belong, not because they're trying to impress anyone, but because they don't feel the need to. That quiet certainty is something people naturally notice, even if they can't explain why.
Point 6. Presence is more attractive than performance. One habit quietly separates confident men from everyone else, and it has nothing to do with what they say. It's their ability to be fully present. Think about what most people do the moment they feel uncomfortable. They pull out their phone, avoid eye contact, or distract themselves from the room around them. It's an unconscious escape. But confident men don't hide behind a screen. They stay grounded. They stand tall. They take in the room instead of shrinking inside it. That kind of presence instantly changes how people perceive you because it signals something powerful. You're comfortable in your own company. And that's rare. When you're fully present, you begin noticing things most people miss. You catch small details, read the atmosphere, and naturally become more engaged in conversations. Instead of waiting for your turn to speak, you're actually listening. Women notice that. They remember the man who made them feel seen, not because he talked the most, but because he paid genuine attention.
Point 7. Let your body language do the talking. Most attraction isn't created through words. It's created through what happens before the first sentence is even spoken. The way you carry yourself, the way you walk, the way you hold eye contact, the way you smile without forcing it. These silent signals often communicate more confidence than any clever line ever could. If you notice an attractive woman across the room, don't feel like you have to rush over immediately. Instead, acknowledge her with calm eye contact, maybe a subtle smile. Then continue enjoying whatever you're doing. That small moment tells her something important. You noticed her, but you didn't abandon your own world just because she walked into it. That creates curiosity. It gives attraction room to breathe instead of forcing it.
Point 8. Don't reward beauty before character. One mistake many men make is treating an attractive woman differently the moment they see her. Suddenly, she's receiving extra compliments, extra attention, extra effort. And while those gestures may seem harmless, they often communicate that her appearance alone has already earned your full investment. Here's the truth. A woman who knows she's attractive has heard she's beautiful countless times. Another compliment rarely separates you from everyone else. What stands out is the man who notices her beauty but remains emotionally balanced. He doesn't rush. He doesn't seek approval. He doesn't try to impress. Instead, he treats her with the same respect he'd offer anyone else. No pedestal, no special treatment, just genuine confidence. Ironically, that's what often captures her attention. Because now,
She's wondering what makes you different.
Point 9. Value your attention. One of the strongest messages a confident man communicates is that his attention has value. He doesn't give it away simply because someone is attractive. He chooses where his energy goes. That's not arrogance. It's self-respect. Men who truly know their worth don't chase every opportunity that catches their eye. They observe. They decide. They invest intentionally. That level of emotional discipline is incredibly attractive because it shows you aren't driven by impulse. You're driven by standards. And people naturally respect those who respect themselves. Point 10. Quiet confidence always wins. There's a huge difference between confidence and arrogance. Arrogance constantly demands attention. Confidence never needs to. The most magnetic men aren't the loudest people in the room. They're often the calmest. They don't need to prove they're important because they already believe in themselves. They don't panic when conversations slow down. They don't chase validation. And they don't feel rejected every time someone isn't interested. That quiet certainty creates an almost effortless kind of attraction. Not because they're trying to impress anyone, but because they're completely comfortable being themselves. And that's something very few people can fake.
Conclusion. At the end of the day, women don't become obsessed with a man because he memorized the perfect lines. They become intrigued by the man whose words match his energy. A man who doesn't seek validation, who stays present, who values his own attention, who treats everyone with respect without placing anyone on a pedestal. Sometimes the most attractive thing you communicate isn't spoken at all. It's the confidence behind your silence. It's your body language, your emotional certainty, the calm belief that you don't need to chase what is meant for you. Develop that mindset and you'll naturally become the kind of man people remember long after the conversation ends.
If you enjoyed today's video and found these insights valuable, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more psychology-based dating advice designed to help you become more confident, more attractive, and more emotionally grounded. And if there's one lesson I want you to remember, it's this. The goal isn't to make every woman like you. The goal is to become the kind of man who never needs to chase approval in the first place. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.